Okay, so this time we focus on supply chain management and logistics. No? SCM and logistic are integral components of modern business operations, encompassing the planning, execution, and control of the flow of goods, services, and information from the point of origin to the point of consumption. While they are closely related, supply chain management focuses on broader coordination and optimization of the entire supply chain, whereas logistic specifically deals with the transportation, storage, and distribution of goods. As its core, supply chain management involves managing the interconnected network of suppliers, manufacturers, distributors, retailers, and customers to ensure the seamless flow of products and services. And this entails coordinating various activities such as procurement, product planning, inventory management, warehousing, transportation, customer service to meet customer demands efficiently and effectively. Logistic, on the other hand, refers to the detailed coordination of transportation, storage, and distribution activities within the supply chain. So it involves managing the movement of goods from suppliers to manufacturers, from manufacturers to distributors, and ultimately to end customers. Logistic encompasses various functions including transportation management, inventory control, warehouse management, order fulfillment, and reverse logistic or handling returns and exchanges. One of the key objectives of supply chain management and logistics is to optimize operational efficiency while minimizing costs and maximizing customer value. This involves strategically aligned supply chain processes within business objective, customer demands, and market dynamics to achieve competitive advantage. So, streamlining processes, reducing lead times, and minimizing inventory holding costs. Organization can improve overall profitability and customer satisfaction. And to give us more details about the topic, let us all welcome our presenter. Go ahead.
Okay, sir. So thank you so much for the introduction. So as discussed regarding the logistics and supply management. So let me know lang if my screen is not sharing because it happened to me before. So let me know lang if not. But again, before we start, as we have that introduction, so I'm sure that everyone here is really have this on your respective organizations, no experience, no in relations of the logistics and supply management. So right now, I have a few questions lang as you guys you can answer on your own naman, no? So anyone here takes order online. So some of you here, like for example, Miss Mary Jane, as I heard before, that she's doing her business in the island of Mindanao. So one of the things na ginagawa niya, no, so most likely retail siya, no, selling customers like from tindahan, di ba? Or right now, some of our businesses expand to our e-commerce like Lazada, Shopee, and TikTok. But aside from that, no, is there also anyone here doing a business, no? Like having like a poultry shop or having I think si ma'am who's this, I forgot her name, ano, doing a lighting company, no, na nagpo-provide siya ng mga electrical supplies. So that also requires a logistics and supply management knowledge, no, so that okay po. So yeah, in line with that, that's the things about the logistics and supply management. So right now, as we discuss the supply chain management, I'll discuss first the topics underlying with the logistics and supply chain management. First, we have the supply chain process, which I'll discuss later further on ano ba yung mga processes that starts to end and how this processes is important throughout the whole processes. Next is planning and forecasting. So as part of the logistics and supply management, it's really important, no, that you anticipate what are your quantities, no, or what are the considerations that you need to consider for the next coming day, so that your customers you meet the demands of your customers. Next is the capacity planning. As in line with the planning and forecasting, it's also important for you to know what's your maximum capacity. No, it's not necessarily na for example, your stores can have 100 pieces of candies. Bibili ka na ng 100 pesos of candies. There's also a computation behind of this to make sure that you, as Sir Doc Meller said earlier, that you need to optimize effectively and efficiently. So that's a part of the capacity planning calculations. It's really important for you to really know what's the right number, no, in making your business well. Next is inventory management model. The difference between capacity and inventory management model is, for example, I'm not sure if anyone here po no doing an inventory on their own businesses, but as part of the inventory, it's really important that you manage it well. Why? Because the products or the services that you're doing is might be depreciated along the way. So it's really important then that you manage it well to make sure that the quality of your products are well managed before it released throughout the market. And last one is the performance measure. As you doing your business every day, it's really also important that you measure it well. No? For example, how fast you did or how fast you make your product, the quality as part of the Six Sigma discussed earlier. So you also need to measure that. At the same time, like for example the feedback of your customers, no, how quality your product is, how fast your product is, no, you also measure that so that you know where to improve on your part of your system. Okay, next, before I start, since this is what I really like, no, I'm working right now as a senior data analyst in Ninjavan. Ninjavan is one of the fastest logistic company in the Philippines, and as part of this organization, it's something that I am proudly to share, no, on how the logistics and supply chain management work, and at the same time, how important this topic, no, in our industry, knowing that we are in an archipelago island. So medyo mahirap yung magpapadala ka ng mga products and services throughout the country, no? And remember, business can't be really, doing as well as much as they want if they're not expanding. And kalakip po ng expanding, the term na yun is doing your business beyond your borders. So sabi ko nga po sa mga friends ko na nagbe-business, even how big your business currently, kahit sabihin mo yung current store mo kumikita ng ganitong value, if you don't have plan on expanding, na ma-maximize mo lang yung isang area, no, yung market share mo on that specific area. And that's not really enough to make your business profitable more, no, on your business. Okay. So next, so let's discuss first the supply chain. So when we say supply chain, it talks about the management of flow of the products and services, which begins from the origin of the product and ends at the product consumption. So as you've seen naman po sa photo or sa slide, no, it talks about from the supplier, no, when you procure your supplies, you process the supplies, you distribute it to your distribution channel, you put it to your retailers until the shoppers buy your product. So technically, that's the supply chain. No? So as you've seen also here, it's a product, again, to information until your products become a finance or, converts it to a value na pera. Okay? So it is also comprises of movements and storage of raw materials that involves in work in progress. No? That's technically the logistics, no? Of the fully furnished goods. Okay? So next, so the short term for the supply chain management is SCM. Baka meron kayo makitang term in our exam telling about SCM, it's the supply chain management. Again, supply chain process is all about how a product gets from its raw materials to the customers. So, kung makikita niyo sa photo right now, it's a series of networks telling how correlated each networks to each other. Now, it involves a complex dance of several steps, often involve multiple companies working together. So there are a lot of stages that involves here. No? First is planning and demand management. When we say planning and demand management, this is where business forecasts how much of product the customers will want. No? So for example po, ako si Miss Mary Jane, as I remember, nagbibenta siya ng mga food supplement, no? Yung mga weighing, ganyan, no? So, araw-araw nagtitinda si Miss Mary Jane. It's really important for Miss Mary Jane to think, no, ano yung among his product A, product B, product C, sino yung may pinakamabilis maubos? This helped her to determine how much raw materials or how much more products she needs to buy in the market so that kapag merong bibili ng product na yun, available in her store. So that's how about planning and demand management is. Once she knows how or what she needs on her business, no, she can purchase it as soon as possible so that yung product nga na yun is available to her store. So this one also involves on how she knows her numbers, negotiating the prices niya, managing yung kung ano man yung facilities na meron siya, no? Syempre, that products requires a specific requirement, no? Kung kailangan malamig yung storage, kailangan mainit yung storage, though that's part of the planning and demand management. Okay? Next, there's also businesses that need to keep track on their stockpile. So, like I've said nga earlier, no, for Miss Mary Jane to do her business, it's really important na alam niya kung ano yung product na binibenta niya. It's not really just like bili ka lang ng bili and you don't know about the profile of your business. So, kailangan alam mo kung ano yung requirements ng mga products or services na binibenta mo. So, with that, no, you can highly kumbaga project or kumbaga forecast the numbers that you need because you're really aware of what your product requirement is. Okay? So going to the next slide, a slide of the kumbaga demand and supply requirement, no. Let's discuss the planning and forecasting. So forecasting is about predicting future events or trends. It is used historical data, current market conditions, and industry knowledge to make educated guess, no, or hypothesis in our kumbaga common term. This can involve things like predicting sales figures, customer demands, or economic trends. There are different forecasting methods, some relying on complex statistical analysis, which discussed from our previous semesters. So planning and forecasting is really important. No, like I also remember Ma'am Grace doing the business under Abenson. No, as part of that kind of industry selling ano bang term yung mga binebenta nila, mga appliances, no? So appliances really move forward. That's kumbaga yung business nila is related to technology eh. So for example, yung microwave na dating luma na ilan lang yung pindutan to right now na ang dami ng functions that can offer. So that's also important for that company to consider, no, on purchasing this kind of numbers. Kaya imagine niyo, like for example, iPhone. Ang recent na mabibili na lang ninyo na iPhone right now is just iPhone 10, I think. Wala ka na mabibiling, iPhone X, no? Wala ka na mabibiling iPhone 8, wala pa lang 8, iPhone 7, no? iPhone 6s, wala ka na mabibiling ganun. Why? Because the trend right now in terms of technology, pasok na siya, no, in our term. So, kumbaga the technology that we're currently really, the market really want is not equivalent to what is that products can offer. So it's really important na alam mo lang din kung ano yung i-stock mo. So for example, yung mga Mac stores here in the Philippines, di ba? If you ask them kung ano ba yung mga available supplies that they have. So marami for sure, iPhone 15, iPhone 14. 13 slightly wala na. It's because napag-iwanan na siya ng technology that's 2 years ago, no? Bago nag-trend yung iPhone 13 or iPhone 12, no? So that's part of the forecasting. It's really important for you to really know what your business is. And as part of that, planning, on the other hand, is about creating a course of actions to achieve specific goals. It takes the forecast into account, but it also consider other factors like available resources, budget constraints, and potential risks. As highlighted here, na budget constraints, even marami yung kumbaga demand in terms of your product, kung wala ka namang budget, it's also a thing that you need to consider, no? You need to, kumbaga, kung ako tatanungin in terms of business, I just buy as much as possible kung ano yung common product na binibili. And then once that products na benta ko na at nag-incur into budget, then bibili ulit ako agad. And that's part of the logistics, di ba? How fast you get the product so that you can release it as much as possible para yung pera, hindi ka nagkakaroon ng inventory cost, ika nga in the IE term. No? Forecasting is not always perfect. It's something that helps you just be guided in terms of your decision. The future is inherently uncertain and unexpected events, and that can be thrown, no, as a forecast off track. Both planning and forecasting are iterative process. As you receive new information or situation changes, you may need to revise your forecast and update your plans accordingly. Ako po, as I'm working also in a logistics, right now, share ko lang din po sa inyo ito, it's very common naman to any industry, that e-commerce is really hard to do a business. Ang bilis po dyan, like recently, di ba, kailangan connected kami to multiple platforms like Shopee, TikTok, Lazada, and kung ano po yung mga products nandun, nagbabago-bago po yung requirements ng product. Right now, we have kumbaga may malalaking parcels, may maliliit na parcels, may malamig na requirements yung parcels, may mainit din. So doing those, our industry needs to adapt. And to adapt, we need to forecast what's the requirements of our market. So that's really that's the kumbaga integral part of doing planning and forecasting, to consider everything, no, under the sun, so that when you do the business, you're really well prepared. Kasi kung hindi ka prepared, you may lose a lot of money in terms of your budget. Okay, so next slide, it talks about capacity planning. So imagine, like for example, right now you already plan, you already forecast what's the number that you need. The next step here is to consider or check your capacity planning. Capacity planning is all about figuring out how much work of your team or your organization can handle within your own premises. Then it's also making sure that you have resources to meet the demand. So just imagine, no, if you're selling an iPhone, pero yung cabinet mo can just hold around 1,000 iPhones, no? But your demands requiring you to have, your daily demands requiring you 4,000 per day. So it's something that you need to consider, that if you need to expand another inventory, um, kumbaga houses, so that you can handle more goods for you to sell, no? So it's something that you need to consider, so that you don't lose money and you gain more opportunities, as this is an opportunity for your business to sell or to gain more in sales. Okay. Matching resources to demand is a critical part. This means looking at the work you have to do, no, which is your demand, and figuring out what people, equipment, materials, which is your resources, you'll need to get it done. So gaya nga na sinabi ko kanina, kahit alam mo na yung demand, alam mo na yung forecast, if hindi naman ready yung inventory house mo, no, or kung hindi naman ready yung capacity mo to cater such kind of numbers to do more sales, it's not really enough, kasi pwedeng masira yung mga products dahil siniksik mo dun sa isang places, no? So that's really critical part for you to consider as you do the capacity planning. So as you've seen also here in the slides, diba? There's also, kumbaga itong picture na to, this is not the exact representation, but these dashboards will tell you if, okay, out of my maximum capacity, ilan na lang ba yung meron ako right now? So in data analytics, we do computation on this, no? Na there's kumbaga maximum and minimum inventory. Kasi hindi pwedeng sobra din, hindi rin pwedeng kumulang. So that's why, again, going back to the previous topics, no, logistics and supply management is critical. It's because kung matagal may ipapadala sa yung product, paring masira yung products, and at the same time, pag dumating na siya dun sa warehouse mo, pwedeng hindi na siya as quality as before. So capacity planning is really important, so that when that product enter your business, ready, maayos, and the quality still maintained, no, until such time that the customers get the products. Okay. Second is finding the right balance. Yun nga yung kakasabi ko lang right now, no. So there should be not sobra, not kulang, no. It should be on the middle, so that your business can't lose that more money. Kasi remember po, kapag kumbaga, for example, a tindahan, no? Kung punong-puno yung tindahan mo, it looks maganda, yes. But at some point, without considering, no, may sabon diyan na nabubutas, no? Kasi may daga probably, no? Or may candy diyan na nilalanggam. Remember, that's your money. So if that products or the products that you're selling is not as quality as before, without knowing, no, you're losing money at some point, by centavo, by peso, but at the end of the day, you're losing your money because you get a lot of inventory na hindi naman talaga mabilis yung kumbaga yung flow nito into your business, no. That's why it's really important to just get more stocks, kung ano yung mabilis maubos, and just less stocks, yung mga just, if you guess may mga ilan na bumibili, then just get some few, no, so that you have the balance out of it, no. And number 3 is thinking ahead, no. As I also shared earlier, that it's really also important na alam din natin if there's also changes in terms of our products or services na binibenta. So gaya nga na sinabi ko kanina, if sabihin mo na yes, balanse yung inventory mo, But at the same time then, hindi mo naman na-forecast na hindi na rin naman demand yung binebenta mong products. It's also a lose to your business. Okay? So what are the next steps? So just imagine if you have your capacity plan, if you have or if you forecast your demands, no. So the next process here is to know your inventory management process. So just in the slide, no, provided example, no. So once the products or the goods delivered to your respective inventory house, no. So you need also to check, no, once na pumasok yung mga parcels na to or itong mga products na to into your business, you also to check. Kaya nga may tinatawag tayong Six Sigma, no, i-correlate ko lang from the previous topics, no. It's really important how you check the quality enters to your business. So that's when you process that product, no, and when you release that product, the same quality nung kung ano yung na-receive mo when you receive the product. So it's really important. Then after you process it, is also important how you store it, no? How you store it, how you manage it, like, you know, having a QR code, having a barcode, how fast you can locate the specific product, especially kung halimbawa, meron kayong products na maraming, kumbaga, ang tawag dito, maraming SID, no? Marami siyang type of kumbaga marami siyang types. So for example, in ilaw, no, maraming models 'yan. So it's really important in inventory management process to really know how fast you can get the product when your consumer or when your customers requires you, no, to provide a specific item. Kasi ilan yan sa mga sakit ng inventory management is sometimes they don't know kung ilan na pala yung stock nila with this specific product. So kapag dumating yung customer, hindi nila agad mahanap, no, yung product na yon. So it's really important for them to know, no, where to locate the product. At the same time, as I also discussed earlier, it's really important, no, when to establish your reorder points. When we say reorder points, for example, in selling an iPhone again, no. So kapag yung stocks mo from 1,000 pieces of iPhone, nauubos mo yan every day, and then such time na umabot na lang yan ng 50 pieces or 100 pieces, there should be a measurement, no, kung kailan ka magre-reorder point. So again, in consideration of reorder point, we need to anticipate how long darating sa yung iPhone when you from that kumbaga turnaround time nung pag-order ninyo from the site where you order the product, no. So if it takes you like 10 days, so make sure na ma-anticipate mo na yung 50 pieces na natitira sa'yo is enough to consume within the next couple of days until such time na dumating yung bagong mong supplies. So it's really important for you to know your reorder points. At the same time, it's really important, no, you're storing inventory, no, on how you know how to properly storage your product, so that yun nga, gaya na sabi ko earlier, it's really important for you to know that, so that when you receive the product is the same quality as you release it to your customers. Okay? So next is this is the last, no. So last is measurement of your performance. Yung nakikita po ninyo right now on your screen is the actual measurement of how we measure our parcels on a daily basis. So marami kayong makikitang graphs, marami kayong makikitang bar graphs, line graphs, and representations in terms of the numbers. So these numbers equates to on how we react in terms of the performance of our grounds, of our people, no, on the grounds. So if we see na bumaba, for example, for a certain day, bumaba yung isang performance nila, it triggers certain measures or certain actions for us to, you know, retrieve that performance into a regular pattern or regular scores, no. That measurement is a way for us to track on how well, no, us in doing our business. It is basically a tool that helps us to assess how effective and how efficient as in achieving our target. And gaya nga sabi ni Doc Melo earlier, no, logistics helps, the logistics main goal is to make sure that we are effective and efficient. Kasi even how good our product is, if we're losing a lot of money in terms of how we transfer the product, on how we process the product, then nonsense then of doing a business, because the goal of the business is to earn money, right? So if you're not really well effective and efficient, then that is nonsense. no? Again, performance measure can be used in a lot of way, no? First is like, you can also do an individual performance, no? On my side, I'm also releasing some reports to measure the performance of our riders, of our aides, para malaman namin kung sino ba yung medyo pasaway na rider or sino ba yung pasaway na aides. So most likely yon, mga under reports na yon, or pwedeng ano sila, matanggal in terms of their job, no? Because they're not performing well, because that's the requirement of the company. We can also have a business performance, no? Just like in the Philippine Stock Exchange, no? We're requiring our top companies, no, our blue chip companies to provide this measurements of their finances. So these measurements help us to know kung dapat mag-i-invest ba tayo sa kanila or not. So that that kumbaga helps our investors to identify which company can really help them to gain more money in terms of their investments. We can also have performance measure in terms of our products or systems, no? So like for example in iPhone, no, if you're watching TikTok, diba, there's a lot of vloggers helps you to identify what's the difference between iPhone 13 and iPhone 14, no? They give you a measurement, no? How the pixels, the sizes, the camera, kumbaga, the ROMs, no? So that's a measurement that helps you to create decisions. So again, these performance measures really help any managers or any stakeholders to create decisions on how to react on the current events or the current scenario of your business. Okay? So so with the discussion that I had earlier, so the supply chain management's really goal is to make sure that everything is efficient and effective. And yung na-discuss ko po about planning and planning and demand management, the capacity planning, the inventory management process, and the performance management. So those four is really important for you to maximize. Again po, no, the term here is to maximize. Kasi your business can really do well. But at the end of the day, na-utilize or na-maximize mo ba yung dapat nakita ng business mo? Or you're just doing a business for the sake for your survival? So yeah, just like I shared, no, it's really important to all managers to consider this as a factor for them to maximize their business. So again, that will be all on my side, Doc Melo. So that's the end of my presentation.
Okay, so thank you so much, no? Supply chain management and logistic play, of course, critical role, no, in enhancing supply chain visibility and transparency. Advanced technologies such as RFID, GPS tracking, sabi nga ni Sir, and blockchain enable organization to track and trace products throughout the supply chain in real time, providing valuable insights into inventory levels, shipment status, and delivery performance. This visibility allows for better demand forecasting, in inventory optimization, and risk management. Supply chain management and logistics contribute to sustainability and environmental responsibility by optimizing transportation routes, no, reducing fuel consumption, and minimizing carbon emissions, no? So by adopting green logistic practices such as route optimization, modal shift, and reverse logistic, organization can reduce their environmental footprint and align with sustainable business practices. Furthermore, the effective supply chain management and logistics requires strong collaboration and partnership with suppliers, logistic providers, and other stakeholders, because building a strategic relationship based on trust, no, transparency, and mutual benefits enable organizations to leverage expertise, no, share resources, and overcome supply chain challenges more effectively. However, no, managing technology, managing supply chain management, no, and logistic operations comes within its own set of challenges, including globalization, no, supply chain disruption, inventory volatility, and changing customer demands. Company must be agile, no, and adaptable to respond to these challenges, leveraging technology, data analytics, and of course, no, continuous improvement initiative to enhance supply chain resilience and flexibility. So Again, as our presenter mentioned, supply chain management and logistics are essential functions within modern business operation, responsible for coordinating the flow of goods, services, and information across the entire supply chain. So, by optimizing processes, enhancing visibility, fostering collaboration, and embracing sustainability, organization can achieve operational excellence, reduce costs, and deliver value to customers effectively. So as supply chains continue to evolve and become more complex, the importance of effective supply chain management and logistics will only continue to grow. And I think that's it for this topic. Thank you so much to all the presenters.